Perhaps you've become strangely detached from things that once defined you. Conversations feel different. Old dreams no longer fit. Even familiar places seem to belong to someone you no longer recognize. It's unsettling, almost as if an invisible current is quietly pulling you away from the life you spent years building. And the strangest part, no one seems to understand what you're experiencing. Many people interpret these moments as confusion or uncertainty, but symbolically, they often mark the beginning of something far more profound, not the loss of yourself, the unveiling of yourself. There comes a point in every deep transformation when the identity that protected you can no longer reveal who you truly are. This is the hidden stage few people talk about, not because it's rare, but because it can't be understood until you're living through it. The first sign often appears as a quiet disconnection. The life that once felt meaningful suddenly feels strangely distant. Achievements no longer satisfy. Validation loses its sweetness. The constant need to prove yourself begins fading like a dream at sunrise. Psychologically, this can feel deeply unsettling because the mind naturally seeks familiarity. Energetically, many people experience this as old survival patterns loosening their grip. It's less about losing purpose and more about making space for a purpose that was never built on fear. Then comes the pressure, not outside, within, a quiet electricity beneath your everyday life. Almost like something inside you refuses to keep pretending. You may feel restless for no obvious reason, unable to explain why ordinary routines suddenly exhaust you. Many people describe this symbolically as the soul pressing gently against the walls of an identity that has become too small, not to destroy it, but to outgrow it. The next layer often feels like emotional unpredictability. Memories surface unexpectedly. Old wounds seem to revisit without invitation. Feelings you thought were long buried quietly return, not because you're moving backward, because healing often circles back before it moves forward. Psychologically, these emotions reveal unfinished conversations with yourself. Spiritually, many see them as forgotten pieces asking to be welcomed home instead of hidden away. Then something remarkable begins to happen. Silence becomes attractive. The noise that once entertained you starts feeling overwhelming. You crave fewer opinions, fewer distractions, more stillness. It isn't loneliness, it's refinement. Like muddy water finally settling until what's always been beneath becomes visible. In that silence, you begin hearing your own inner voice again. Not the voice of fear, not the voice of expectation, but something quieter, older, wiser. The next sign is perhaps the most misunderstood. Relationships begin changing. Some deepen unexpectedly. Others slowly drift away without conflict. This can feel heartbreaking. Yet every relationship reflects the identity we carry. When that identity changes, the mirrors around us naturally change too. This isn't rejection, it's realignment. Not everyone is meant to walk beside every version of who you're becoming. Then comes the feeling many people struggle to describe. It's as though you're standing between two worlds, no longer who you were, not yet fully who you're becoming. This space often feels empty. Yet emptiness is one of transformation's greatest teachers. A caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly overnight. There is a silent dissolving before there is flight. The same is true for human consciousness. The old identity doesn't disappear because it failed. It dissolves because its purpose has been fulfilled. This is the alchemy of collapse. The mind calls it uncertainty. The heart recognizes it as liberation. What feels like chaos is often clarity waiting for enough silence to be heard. Every layer you've released, every belief you've questioned, every moment you've wondered if you were losing yourself, may actually be revealing the one part of you that never needed fixing, the self beneath performance, beneath approval, beneath survival, the self that existed long before the world told you who you should become. This journey isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering someone ancient within you, someone who has patiently waited beneath every mask you've ever worn. If you're living through this hidden stage, take a slow breath. You don't need every answer today. You only need enough courage to trust what is quietly unfolding. You're not broken. You're not falling behind. You're not disappearing. You're shedding what can no longer carry your future. And as every unnecessary layer falls away, the clearest version of you begins to emerge. Not louder, not more perfect, simply more true. If this message found you at exactly the right moment, let me know by commenting, "I'm remembering who I am." Subscribe if you're ready to continue this journey together. Because sometimes the greatest transformation begins when the person you thought you were finally has the courage to become who you have always been.